Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a dastardly, evil, villainous episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. So, this past week or so saw the release, finally, of Forever Evil 7. It was the final part in a 7-part series that also crossed over into some other comic books, namely Justice League of America, and Justice League Dark, which spawned out of Trinity, the Trinity War, which those 3 books were combined to create a several-part series there, which then led into this Forever Evil unit. It's just ended, and Justice League number 30 seems to be the end of the actual Forever Evil arc, but we're going to continue because Lex Luthor, there he is, now is trying to ensconce himself with the League and be a member of Justice League. And this, of course, doesn't sit well with Batman or Superman, and through the history you could imagine why that would be the case. I mean, Luthor has tried to kill him on numerous occasions, he's tried to kill Batman on numerous occasions, he's stolen, he's lied, he was the president, he killed people, he was behind many attempts to destroy many a way of life, mostly because he wanted to increase his own wealth or increase his own power. Now, the issue at hand, at least for me, and Steve and I, Steve Eunice, the founder and owner of the Superman homepage, we do a show called Radio KAL every month. It's a podcast. It's about Superman, all things Superman. We generally talk about what happened that month. And because Forever Evil culminated over an 8-month period or more, we talked about the series in its entirety, as well as the fact that 7 finally released and the story arc seemed to finish up this month. It should have been out earlier this week. If you haven't listened, go ahead and go back and listen to it. I mentioned this on there, and that is that the weird thing about this, all the things I mentioned that Lex Luthor has done over the years happened before the advent of the New 52. The New 52 has been around since about 2011, and I've still been waiting since then to really see who Lex Luthor is in the New 52. We know he's Superman's enemy. We know he's supposed to be this really brainiac villain, but the thing is that the New 52, unless it happened in other books, which doesn't make a lot of sense, non-Superman related books, has not shown us that Lex Luthor. Action Comics started off with him being kind of a coward and squealing and running away and asking people to save him and protect him, and maybe they thought that that would be a cool way to go or a funny way to go or a mockery of Lex Luthor who maybe deserves it more than anyone else. You know, they think, well, this is what you get for being a jerk for 70 years. But then they kind of went away from that, and we didn't really see Lex Luthor until the next time we found out he was in prison and part of his face was scarred and he blamed Superman for it. We never saw that story. We never found out when that happened. We never found out why that happened. And we also don't really know why Superman doesn't like him. You know, it's clear in several stories when Superman has to go visit him at the prison or find out something for him that he has a disdain for him and doesn't trust him and that he thinks he's the most evil person there is. But in the New 52, they haven't shown us why that is. So, in a way, at the end of Forever Evil and in the New Justice League story number 30, which shows Luthor trying to convince the members of the Justice League that he belongs there as much or more than many of the members do because he just got finished saving the world, and Clark and Batman to a lesser extent kind of come off as a little bit jerky and ungracious and not pleased or thankful that Lex Luthor was around when they weren't to save the world. And the thing is that Lex Luthor in the story Forever Evil did save the world and was the protagonist and started the arc off at the very beginning as the main guy. And I was kind of surprised because we really haven't seen anything from Lex Luthor, and suddenly we're going to get a 7-arc story where he's not only the narrator, but he's really the main guy who brings everything together and then brings everything down at the end and does save the world. So, rightly so, newspapers are calling him a hero, people are cheering his name. people are kind of down on the Justice League because of the things that happened in Trinity War, and that they weren't around during this part of it. Where were they? Why didn't they come and save us? Why didn't they help us? Why did it take this billionaire whom we all trust and know that he had such a huge part of our world before this? Why did it take him to have to come and save us when we thought we could trust in Superman and the members of the Justice League to do it? And the thing is that Batman and Superman come off a little bit jealous, which maybe they would be, that Luthor is getting his time in the spotlight. Superman generally isn't jealous of other people, the way I understand him. But the worst part is, we all know that Luthor is villainous, and we all have a history to draw upon if we go back before the New 52. And with the New 52, they wanted us to believe that Batman still had all his Robins, and they wanted us to believe that Superman was still killed at the hands of Doomsday, which is a whole other thing, because we got the Doom story arc going on in the Superman comics right now. But none of it makes any sense, because we can't find out where to put it. And Luthor and Superman first met at the beginning of Action when Luthor was this cowardly guy, and now in Forever Evil, he's the awesome businessman, scheming, ruthless guy, and then by the end, he kind of saves some people, he saves the world, he lets Ted Kord have the business, even though he killed his father at the beginning, and was going to take everything away from him and humiliate him and ruin his life after death. So it's a little confusing. I love the story, and I love the way it was focused on Luthor, and I love finding out what kind of a guy he is. And he's still scheming, and he's still doing things for his own benefit, but he did save the world, and I'm not sure, you know, and he did let Ted Kord off the hook, even though he said he wasn't gonna, and I'm not entirely sure why he did any of it, other than save the world from humanity's standpoint, because he's always been the guy who said, humanity needs to be our own champions. We need to prove, and we need to get away from relying on these heroes who he's never trusted. But we've really had very little Luthor in this New 52, and the little bit that we have had seems to contradict with the other little bit, and very much so with what we've gotten in Forever Evil. I love this image, by the way, and that, of course, is Alexander Luthor from Earth 3 that supposedly was destroyed by the Anti-Monitor. Spoiler, 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 if you haven't yet read Forever Evil. I just caught up on it myself. I waited till the whole thing was over. It was just really cool, and it was quintessential Lex, and it's the Lex I love to see. Then there was the saving of Ted Kord, allowing him to have the business, and helping some other people that made me kind of confused, because then he wasn't as ruthless anymore, and he was, you know, so he must have an ultimate end, and I guess we're going to find out about that. But you got to show us that a person is detestable before you show us that the heroes think he's detestable, even though we know as people that Luthor has always been Superman's enemy. You haven't shown us that in the New 52, so right now it looks like he has no reason to feel that way. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, I've got Batman's kryptonite ring in my pants.